Hello, it's only me. Welcome to Call of the Sea, where we are in the shrine? Temple? You know, the place. The place that the elders, not the elders, but the ancient people have been heading towards for their experiments and their sacrifices to turn slaves into fish. And we have constellations, and we have a pentagon thing. And we can activate this funky little Y shape on 4 corners of the pentagon, or from 4 angles of the pentagon, to try. But we can't do these shapes. So I'm going to start by just turning them all off. No offense to you, Y shape, but let's start from scratch. Between episodes, which was about 5 minutes of me having a little sip of my drink, having a slice of pizza from the fridge, contemplating my whole life, and I was just having a little think. This is all we've got to work with. Right? We've just got these little Y shapes. This is not perfectly symmetrical because we are. Where's the actual? Yeah. So we've got these big old things to kind of anchor us as to an angle. So I was wondering, could we use just the Y shapes to make anything? Is anything possible using just the Y shapes? Now the Y shape will come from here. So the bottom of the Y will start from one of these outside points. It'll come all the way into the inner pentagon. And it'll go one that way, and then it'll go to the, I guess what you'd call the midpoint. So are any of these possible? I think maybe this one is, now that I'm looking at it. Do I need to get this out again? So I'm going to try and do it with just my mouse, not my tablet pen. So we could do a Y from this angle. We could do a Y from... Oh, sorry. Let me just back it up. Let's go back to... Sorry, the Y from this angle also includes that one. All right, that's one Y. This Y... There you go, that's a Y. This one I don't think can be a Y. It doesn't have a long enough stretch. This one has got one Y on it. That's a Y. Everything else is going to be different symbols. That one has a Y. Oops. You can see there. I probably should have... You know what? Probably should use the same colours, but here we go. Let's say top left is a... Oh, God. Is a Y from that angle, and... green is going to be a Y from that angle. So fingers crossed. These 3 are going to contain Ys. Only this one is entirely made of Ys. And my guess is going to be, if we do this one, it might give us access to a second symbol. And when we get access to a second symbol, that's gonna crack the whole thing open. Do I need to move my head? Because it's slightly over the... I'm gonna bring myself slightly over here. I'm gonna go slightly off screen. Is that gonna annoy some of you? Is some of you gonna be like precious about that? Are we gonna be okay? Do I go down here? Shall I go down here? Let's see how it goes. I might leave these on screen. We'll see how they get in the way. That's okay, isn't it? We can cope. We can cope. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to do a Y. And then we're going to go... We're going to skip this one. We're going to go over here, and we're going to do the Y again, because that's all we got. And what did that give us? A symbol. All right. Did we get any other symbols on the ring? No. Maybe the door is going to give us access to a new symbol. Wouldn't that be thrilling? I'm leaving these symbols on for now. Although I do wonder if you can just temporarily... What does this do? I don't know. I don't... Whiteboard, blackboard. I think some of this... So anything with a pink dot, I think is premium only. Take screenshot. Fading ink. No, I don't want that. Visible. Okay, we'll get rid of it for now. I'm going to leave this here. No, I'll take it. Okay, that's fine. We'll bring it back in a sec. What have we got? So we've got the tribe people have imprisoned someone, tied him to a thing across some of the pillars, underneath the stars, and they're like seeing what happens.
They took them to a throne room. That was the final step in the ritual.
A throne room, obviously a throne room. I don't know why I didn't say a throne room, but it's obviously a throne room. Okay, let's go up here.
What an odd structure, riddled with nooks and crannies and endless stairways.
Yeah, but look out there. There's a bunch of weird shit on the water. Oh god, I'm going to stick my hand in a fish again. What do we think this is? Can we get down there? What's gonna... We can get down there. No, we can't. This stairway kind of breaks off. Okay, but we've got... Ah, these... I don't think we made a note of it. These are the funky dragons with the faces that we're sort of... That Harry drew where we turn their faces around and stuff, and stuff happens. And these are going to be the controls, I guess. And maybe that's another set of controls. Maybe that's another set of controls. We'll figure it out. Okay, right. Once again, I'm going to say don't do this at home. Do not stick your hand into a hole in an ancient carving.
Maybe it only hurts the first time.
Yeah, maybe.
Ah! The second also hurts.
I bet you were the kind of kid who touched the hot stove and then touched the hot stove again. All right, so we're gaining symbols. We're gaining symbols through sticking our hand into...
When I arrived on this island, I felt like I was trespassing. But now, I feel like this is where I belong.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, as long as you get to see Harry again. I wonder if Harry's feeling the same way. I don't think he is, because every correspondence and bit of evidence we've had from him suggests he's hating every moment of this. Okay, let's come back to this part. Let's just set it all back to 0. Okay, let's just set things back to 0, and we're going to go back to our little drawings and figure out which one we can do with our brand new symbol. Let's actually just do it though. All right, we're going to go back over here to our neutral position, and we're going to work it out. Ready? Good. Right. We now have the power of C, which is in fact, let's not try and figure it out. Let's just press the button. Right, what does C do for us? All right. As suspected, it was that one. Cool. So C is... Was it that? What the hell was C? I've lost it again. Show me C. Okay, that's fine. So, sorry, we've got to go from the perspective of one of these long things is the bottom. So C is like that. So from, or C is like that if you're coming from this side, or if you're coming from here, C is like that, and so on. So, that's a C, and that's a C. So, that is a blue C. If ever I saw one. Let's just make that blue. So, oops, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. That's a blue C. That's the eraser pen. I can do this. I'm good. It's not late at night. That's a blue C. I'm just going to mark these as their origin points, just so I, keep track of how this all works. Where's green? Green's there. Okay. This is a green C. Nope. You can do this, Stuart. You can do this. You're a green C. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on. Get it together. That's a green C. Now, this one is... We can add a couple of C's to it. That's a blue C. And that is a pink C. You see? Uh-oh. Does it make sense when I'm saying that's a pink C? So what it means is I have to go to this ring, because there's rings at these 4 points, and I have to press the C. So to make this symbol, I go to this terminal and I press Y, and I go to this terminal, I press C, and I go to this terminal, I press C. That's what this code means. This one I don't think has any C's on it. So we're going to have to wait for another symbol. But we can open these 2 doors, I think. Ooh. So let's try that. Let's try that. So this is blue. Let's put the C back on. C. And green C. This is green. Did that work? Yeah. Now, does that keep... That one stays open. So. Great. So now let's get rid of green C. But we're going to add pink C. Which is you. And we're going to add yellow Y. And we should open that one over there. Right, making sense? Bada bing, bada boom. Let's do this one first. Now this should take us to the mural that we could see from the outside, right? If you remember last episode.
This place is like a labyrinth.
Yep, this is when we were standing on the beach and we looked at this and I was like, how do we get here? Probably we have to go inside first. Okay, what's happening here? So we've got the priest and stuff standing around the outside. And what's happening is this guy who was strapped down to the throne is gaining godlike powers. Look at his eyes. He's like, I see through time. I have become one with everything.
They were submerged in black ichor.
Like I said. Okay. Yep.
Harry seems to be on the brink of madness. But I don't feel the slightest hint of confusion. On the contrary, I feel my mind is more focused than ever.
Yeah, you're not mad at all. You're just like, I could actually stay here on this crazy island forever. I'm fine, actually. Give me more heroin.
Again? Seriously?
Come on, you gotta know this is the drill.
Ah.
Good on you for sticking your hand in again and again, though. Yep, that's the new drawing. Great. All right. Right, brace yourself because we're going to stick our hand in another hole. Okay? I don't want you to be surprised by it. Because it's going to hurt again. But we're definitely going to go stick our hand in another hole. I just want you to spend this time as we walk over there to consider the fact that's what's going to happen. Steel yourself. It's not going to be a surprise. Okay? We've got this. I'm talking to my character, by the way. I'm talking to you. I'm aware you know what we're doing. How are you feeling about me being down in this corner, by the way? It feels weird to me. I think because my head is looking away from stuff. I'm going to put myself back. I think it's weird. I think look, I'm not interacting with things. I will move my head slightly when I draw on this. Because I will return, because this is the one symbol we don't have. All right? Deal? Deal. Ooh. Right, so this is the room with the stuff.
Black and white figures.
Do I want to play with it? All right. So that's turning. That's turning that one. That's turning that one. So it seems to me that we lived our life like a candle in the wind. So this is an L shape, right? And this bridge is an L shape. So I feel like we should make the L shape point down both arms of the bridge. Does that seem sensible to you? So that seems about right. Now this one, I think is not an L shape, but we can still make it go down the bridge. Now I'm wondering what happens if I press that gold button again. And one more. Okay, so you're going to face down your bridge, right? And what do you do again? You're the one over there. Okay, your bridge is facing to your... to my left. Oh no, you've... Okay, I think this one's bridge is going this way and away from us. So if we just turn it one more... Okay, that's probably correct. Now what if we do this? Okay, I don't think anything happens. Okay. All right, let's leave that for now. I'm sure we can come back. Don't know what we do with this thing. We can always look at it from above again. But for now, let's carry on. Have we looked at this? Yeah, we have. This is the throne room one. All right. Let's go through the other door. No, we've gone through both doors now. So we're now going to use our extra shape, the 2, and see how we can make stuff out of that. Let's turn... What was here? Let's turn you off. Let's turn it all off, and then we're going to see how we put the 2s in. But in fact, let's make sure we understand how the 2 works. Okay, yes, I do understand how the 2 works, but I'm going to actually turn everything off first because it's harder to see when there's still lights on. So let's get rid of the C. So the 2 comes around like this. Okay, let's adopt our neutral position. Let's turn this back on and let's bring me down a bit just so you can see. Okay, here we are. We're trying to make this shape. It's already got a green Y in it. Now it's going to have a 2 from this position. So from the blue position. So we're going to turn the blue crank. We're going to go to the blue donut. And we're going to press... let's do this in a better way. So this is also a blue 2. And then we're going to go... hang on, let me see. It's the green Y here. And we're going to do a 2 like that. So it's going to be a pink 2, I think. So this is going to be a pink 2. Okay. Got it. Get it, got it good? Good. Oh, God, I've pressed something weird. I just realised, I think a few minutes ago when I was looking through my options of how I could write on here, and I was saying, oh, I think this might be a premium option. It was off screen. I was looking down these things and I was working out how to like turn things on and off. I think I might have been off screen when I did that. I can't remember. So I'm glad you got that. Okay, so we're looking at the top left one of these little doodles I did. So we want a blue 2. This is blue. I want a 2. We want a green Y. This is green in my drawing. We're going to make a Y. Yeah. And we want a pink 2. This is pink. And we're going to press the 2 button. That looks...
All the doors are open, but where is the constellation I need to open the throne room?
You ask good questions. Right. Back you go. Where you belong, Stuart. Well, let's not ask questions like that until we've been through the last door and everything's been revealed. Oh, we're doing some swimming. So
Another one of those gates. I have to get into the water again.
Is this any different than the other one we saw?
I can feel the torment of the thousands of slaves who perished here.
Well, at least we got the hint that they sort of came and they overthrew the masters in the end. Okay, so we've got this is a return point. This is a send point. So I think we can just go down and come back as we please. Is there any way to get over there by foot? I don't think so. Okay. Send me into the water. I'm ready. And that's my return ring. Cool. Let's find what we're looking for. I'm assuming it's through this hole. She's so at ease with it now. She's just so familiar with it. Oh, there's another ring. So let's just double check. There's nothing here worth interacting with. Nope. Right, send me back. But now we're on the other side. Oh, look, another hole. Another hole of pain.
Oh, come on. One more time. Ow! That hurt! Again.
What did that do for us? Ah, we have... What are we calling this? Cedilla? Cedilla it is. Alright. Can we... No, we can't go around here. What is in this? Nothing. Nothing to write home about. Okay. Back we go. That was a rather convoluted way of doing it, but... Game's got a game. Oh, I don't even need to go through the hole. I just went through the hole for fun, it turns out. Okay, we've got extra constellation. Well, we've got an extra little bit component of a constellation. What is that going to do for us? I started to panic that I wasn't recording properly, but I am. You're welcome. So what are we aiming for? Using the strange device that projected the patterns onto the floor, I was able to open the doors that lead to more rooms. Inside those rooms, I found more circular stones and more patterns. Now, I only need to open that large door. Right. So I think it's going to be...
An eye and a star. Look at the stars, maybe.
Right, I think... I need to light this pattern up. So here we go again. Right, just give me that. Just wait a sec. Right, let's erase everything we've done so far. I'm going to leave those little dots there. And I'm going to... Oh, shit. How do I do this? Balls. I can't... Good question. Okay. Right. I mean, normally you wouldn't be able to draw on things in the game, but I'm drawing on things. I'm kind of drawing on things for the benefit of communicating to you. Does that make sense? All right, so give me 1 second. Okay. I kind of... How do I want to do this? I kind of want to move this off to one side so my little doodle is over here. So let's do it with... What colour have we not used? I just don't want to confuse it for other colours. So let me quickly use my pad because it's going to be easier. Right. Big circle, big circle. Big, medium, big, little, 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 little. And we can kind of work it out. Okay, so now that I've done that, get rid of you. I can come back to here. So now, there they are. I've kind of logged them as they are in the sky. And then I can open my notes and I can kind of work out how these, it could have been a better colour, map onto here. So I think I can already see it. So I think what we're going for is orange even the best colour? Let's go for, so I think it's this one. This one. This one and this one. So I think it's going to be those. Maybe I should do the, just stick to the stars first. That one and that one and that one. And that one and that one. That one. And that one. This one. This one and this one. So this is what we're going for. So I can see that's a C. See that there? That's one of the C's. That is a blue C right there. From the point of view of blue, that is a C. From the point of view of green, we've also got a Y. See that there? That's a Y right there. Now we've also got a Wangler cedilla in there somewhere. I think this cedilla is here. Probably useful to actually see how the cedilla works. I'm assuming you all know what I mean by a cedilla, but a cedilla is like that little symbol that you have underneath a... Oh, this is new. We haven't got this one yet. Okay, so cedilla comes... Let's go back to the book. So Cedilla, if you're at blue, Cedilla pops out here and comes along here. Let me just double check, actually. Yeah, it goes along the inside track. Okay, so it pops out here and then goes along there like that. Cedilla's the little thing that hangs off a C in things like French and I think Spanish and some other languages that just turn it from a hard C sound into a soft C sound. So we want it here. So it's going to be a yellow Cedilla, actually. I hope this is all making a lot of sense to you as I do this, as I piece it all together. That's a yellow Cedilla. Right, we've still got to work our way around here. We've lit up everything except 2 symbols. So what's going to make those light up? That's a good question. Don't have an answer yet. What gets into here? Am I right about this? So these 2 here are what I'm calling these 2 here. That's what it feels like to me. So the Y would come, no, the Y isn't going to reach into there. What reaches into there? A 2, I think, reaches into there. So what does a 2 look like? A 2 looks like that. So we don't want that unless there's a dot there that I've forgotten about. What else reaches into there? Nothing else reaches into there. Right, I'm going to just press some of the buttons on the thing. Let me turn everything off. Everything's off from here. I'm going to turn everything off so I can remind myself what happens when I push the buttons. Let me just get rid of that. And I think this is a 2. Okay, 2 comes off. Bring it back. Two comes around like this. Yeah, okay. Turn you off. Right. I can't do this one, but I think that one would... What did we decide? That would be so useful. I think we're going to need that one. I think we're going to need that one, and I'll show you for why. I think that big symbol kind of... What the hell does it look like again? It looks a bit like a plow. Yeah, the big symbol comes like I forget it immediately. As soon as I see it, I forget it. So it's like the start of a it's like 3 sides of a hexagon and then a little tail. So it's like 1, 2, 3. No, the last oh, we're coming from here. We have to imagine it here. 1, 2, 3, and it like kicks up like that. So that would be quite good. So maybe we need to unlock this symbol first. So what else are we missing? We've run out of constellations to copy, though. So I generally don't know how else we get into a core. We need to get into here. And I don't know how to do it. We can't do it with a 2 because the 2 would come into this space. And so let's double check. Where's the thing on the floor? Well, I can just look up with my eyes, but where's our starting point? Here we go. Right, let's orient ourselves. Right, we're looking at the orange symbols on the left. They all match the constellation in the middle. They do. So what's our missing symbol? Right, time to do some investigating. But first, let's get rid of this. Like so close but so far. So I think we're going to need to go across here. Across this. We're going to need to figure out this puzzle, I think. Because I think there's going to be another hand we stick our things in. It's going to give us that one more constellation, right? And then we're going to be able to do the mega constellation. I think that there, where my reticle is... You know what? I think I've realised I've been doing this puzzle backwards. I match these little creatures up to the bridges, but I think the bridges go where the creatures are facing, right? That makes more sense. We force the bridges where to go. All right, actually, so let's just look at the bridges again from a bird's eye view. So I'm here. I want a bridge to come out here and go over here. So I want the dogs to face like that. And then I want this dog, I think, to face like that. And that will give me access to this area. And then we'll see where we want to go from there. Let's just do that first. Okay, my goodness, Stuart. Of course it goes that way around. I just thought something magical would happen if I aligned the dogs with the bridges. Well, I think the dogs started aligned with the bridges. I'm calling them dogs. I think they're dragons. Right, come on. Come on. You're in chapter 6 of this game. You shouldn't be so bamboozled by... Oh, that's annoying. By puzzles. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I like these little yellow marks as if it's like a 3D platformer with yellow paint telling you where to go. Okay. This guy first. Yes, I think that's what we want. Bada boom, bada bing. Right, you. That's what I want. Great. What a bloody idiot I am. I can just kiss you.
Good doggies. Or dragons. Whatever you are.
Oh, good. She thinks like me. Okay. Okay. Now, is there something over there? Do we want to swing this thing all the way around and go over there? Maybe not. Right. Can we do the same again from here? Now, this one is white, so I'm guessing it interacts with the white ones. So how do we want these to work? Right, what does this one do? Oh, that's interesting. How long are these bridges? Let's press the button and see how long they are. Not very long, they're only 2. That's fine. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to turn this one around to go here. And we're going to turn this one around to go here, I guess. So let's turn this one to go left. So it's sort of facing towards that one. And then we're going to turn this white one unclear at the moment. Let me just no, we do need to know what we're doing with this white one. All right, so let me explain what I'm imagining. We're going to rotate this one. so that we have a bridge going here and then a bridge going here, which will meet this white bridge. We're going to cross over. We're going to rotate this one. So we have a bridge going... I don't think we need to go to short. So we're going to have a bridge going here, and then we're going to have a bridge going here, where this one is going to put a bridge. And then it's going to go here. This is the tricky bit. And then I think we're going to have a bridge going right across. Right, let's see. The trick is to imagine the way the black bridges are going to go. So let's see what that looks like. That feels okay. All right. Now we're going to go back. And we're going to rotate these guys to get us in line with the white bridges. And we're going to go all the way across. We're going to stick our hand in the box of pain. And that'll be all she wrote. Okay, that's what we want. This guy over here, I think we want him to be like down and right. So I think one more. This guy I don't think is going to come into play. So let's just... Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, so now we can cross, I think, all the way to the box of pain. Get our final constellation and resolve the pattern. Yeah, this is all connected. Great. Cool. Could have done this a while ago if I'd have understood originally what I was meant to do. She's going to be so pissed. She's going to be like, not another one.
Again? Seriously?
Yeah, sorry.
Ah.
Last one. No worries. You've collected all the puzzle notes. Wow. We really are at the end. That's it. No more notes. Has she written a log, though? No. All right. Let's resolve the... Come on, Stuart. Finish your thought. The pattern constellation thingamajig that we were doing. We now have enough symbols to do that with. Whew. I got there. I got there. You just got to let my brain kind of warm up, feel at ease, let the little neurons kind of just hold hands and spell out the thoughts. Right, let's resolve this. This is it. We're finishing this episode today. This is it. This is the final stage. Right, here we are. We've got this open. We're clicking the eye. We have this guy. So we want it to go. I think it's going to go like this, like this, like this. And then like this, like this, like this. I think it's going to be pink. I think it's going to be pink, but let's just double check how it works. So let's experiment. Let's press a button and make sure we understand exactly where it appears. Yep, that's what we thought. So that's fine. So we're going to go to the pink wheel. I can't actually. I've got my tablet set so it only stays in one screen. And it's going to be... it's not going to be yellow, I'll tell you that for free. It's going to be pink. And we're going to do a bit of this. We're going to do some of that. We're going to do some of that. And it's going to look like that. That's the last symbol. Okay. We're all happy. We all understand what's happening. Good. So, we're standing in front of the blue. Asking him to love us. The blue is a C. The green is a Y. Just following the diagram. The pink is the funky new symbol, which I guess is we're going to call the plough, the saucepan. It's going great. And then the yellow is going to be the cedilla. And that should complete it.
The door to the sanctuary is open. It's time to find out what's waiting for me inside.
I imagine most people would benefit from making actual drawing it on a piece of paper, which I could have done. Hopefully, you'd agree that was the best way I could communicate to you how I was seeing things visually, and to kind of do it so we could do it together. I don't know. I quite like the drawing on the screen thing. It's quite fun. I don't often get a chance to do it. Right. Using the strange device that projected the patterns on the floor, I was able to open the doors that led to more rooms. Inside those rooms, I found more circular stones and more patterns. Now I only need to open that large door. I managed to open it! I saw a constellation in the sky like none I'd seen before, and it worked. I'm afraid of what I might find inside, but I must go. I'm guessing she wrote these before, but I didn't read them, so too bad. What the hell? There's a big missing bit here. What didn't you write? Right. Onward! That looks like a lot of black goo. But we've already been black gooed up the wazoo, so what's a little more? What's down here? Oh, okay. I thought we were going to step into the black goo, but actually no. So in which... Sorry. You can save your dramatic music for a minute.
What a disturbing mirror. Is it made of black ichor? I feel like it is speaking to me. Oh, heavens.
If I looked at this, I wouldn't say, oh, this is a mirror. I think there's a distinguishing feature of a mirror that is lacking in that device. I'll leave you to figure out what I think that is. Right. Sorry. Dramatic music, continue.
My God.
Oh. The way is drawing itself before me. What is this? What is this here?
Nothing that happens here appears to respect the most basic rules of physics.
I don't know if you know the basic rules of physics. Are these floating or are these just rising?
However,
I can't
as
tell.
strange as it may be, it does maintain a peculiar harmony.
Oh, more pillars are rising. Look at this thing. This thing's coming up. This seems
Like
important.
the workings of a clock. Or a music box.
Or a music box. More things are shifting into place. Okay, I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the flow. The ichor is calling to me. Oh, that thing is...
Harry, is that you?
Is it? Is it? Do I jump in? I'm jumping.
No. No. Don't tell me it isn't you, Harry. It can't be you. It can't be.
It might be him.
No. Why did you do it? Oh my God, Harry, no. In the end, you performed the ritual. You poor fool. But why? I don't understand it. Why? You knew it. You knew it wasn't going to work. You knew the ritual wasn't going to work. That's why you never sat on the throne. You didn't even perform the ritual, did you, Harry? But you wanted me to think that you had. You even left a lure to confuse me. But why?
Oh, I think I'm back. I've completed chapter 6. Yeah, why? Why did you want me to believe? Are we back home again? Have we like sort of just figured it out? Have we been like, oh, the music box is here. Oh, we're back in this world again. Are we in the dream? I'm a bit confused. I'm not quite sure I understand. I don't think I fully understood the ritual. Is it unless the ritual is the act of turning yourself into a fish? But clearly, the person on the throne did not turn himself into a fish. Was that Cass? I mean, Cass had gone a bit mad.
What really happened?
Nope, we're definitely not in the real world. I don't know. Tell me.
The only person with you in that sanctuary beach was Cassandra. So if you didn't die, it had to be her.
Music box. Plotting face. Ooh.
Did she use the dagger to open the gates and carry out the ritual? You tried to stop her, but it was too late. She shot you with your own gun and left you for dead, didn't she, Harry?
Okay.
Because Cassandra was ambitious and would stop at nothing to uncover the secrets here. The island fueled that hunger for knowledge.
Yeah, she was that kind of person. I don't mean evil, but she was very like, she was a journalist, kind of obsessed with spooky matters, from what I remember. Okay. A dagger hidden in a book. I don't think we found this book. Camera. Are these the clues? So what about Harry?
I had doubts about whether the ritual would work. But what happened to Cassandra cleared up those doubts. The ritual wasn't for people like you.
Is there a... Before we get to sort of her explaining things. So is there a bloodline of people who sort of have the blood of the fish people living within them that are more open to being turned, who can choose to live under the sea, who are welcome under the sea?
The ritual was only for people like me, but you refused to believe it until the island itself spoke directly to you. Haha Falgafen. She is our daughter.
Yes, we are one of them.
You finally understood. You understood what my fate would be if I didn't come here and carry out the ritual. A slow and painful death.
Okay, so it wasn't even that I'm welcome to become a fish and live under the sea. It is my destiny. I'm supposed to carry out the ritual. I'm supposed to turn. I guess that's what it seems like. Now, does that mean that... I'm interested in what happened to the people who were enslaved. Were they like...
So you faked your own demise and left your glasses near Cassandra's corpse. Those same glasses you never take off.
Aha! Because you said in the wedding photo it's really rare to see him without your glasses. So we saw the mural. I was about to say, like, I was trying to work out if the enslaved people were all of the fish bloodline. But there was a mural where it kind of split into two ways. There were like some people died when they performed the ritual, and some people lived forever. Transformed, at least. Cassandra and Harry would have been the people who died, but I, being of the fish, would have transformed. And maybe still will. So me and Harry can't be together under the sea, or on land, apparently.
And you sent me the package from Tahiti, Harry. Your picture, the key, the dagger. Another one of your scavenger hunts.
I see. So all the breadcrumbs were just to lead us to this point. Harry wasn't here, it's because Harry...
I took the bait. You made me come to this island, the same island where you almost lost your mind and your life, the same island where 4 members of your expedition perished. Why did you deceive me, Harry? You said you would never lie to me. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you do this to me?
I mean, it's a good point. I mean, maybe you should have just told her, like, if you don't turn yourself into a fish, you're going to die painfully. She can make her choice. She can do it herself. I think you've caused unnecessary pain, Harry. Back we are, at home with our floating photographs.
Because you knew that I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. Right, my love? Not even if staying with you would mean a slow and painful death. So the only way to get me to leave you was to make me believe you were dead. And you chose to live a life without me, so I could be who I really am. That's why you tried to deceive me. But I know you too well, my dear old pal. We've had so many years together, so many moments of love, happiness, understanding, friendship. A whole beautiful life with you. I know what you tried to do, but I can't let you make this decision for me, Harry. Either I embrace my fate and accept what I've always been, and leave you behind. Or I reject it, and return home with you to relish the time that my illness gives us. It's my decision to make.
It is your decision to make, and she kind of romanticised just then what Harry did, which was an elaborate ruse. I'm just going to repeat what she said, essentially, but an elaborate ruse to make Norah believe Harry was dead, so that she would go through with becoming one with the fish people to save herself from a painful death. Knowing that she wouldn't choose that for herself because she'd want to stay with Harry and die painfully on her own terms. I think the problem with that, I think the reason, so in the before we stepped into this room, when she was like, it's because you love me, it's because you could never allow me to choose to stay with you and die an agonizing death. Before we came into this room, I was like, no, you got to, if you tell her the truth and give her all the facts, she will be able to make her own choice about what to do. I have to say, even though it was just framed as a romantic act, what Harry has tried to do is shift the burden of pain off him and onto me, Norah, or onto Norah. Because Norah, if, as he believed, Norah would choose to not turn into a fish, stay with Harry as a human being and die apparently painfully. That's a very painful experience for Harry. And it is. We're not denying that. Harry will watch someone he loves die unpleasantly. Painful for Harry. Instead, what he's done is he's made Norah, us, believe, or tried to make us believe that he is instead gone to an island, gone through hell. I mean, some of that is true. He did do that. And then died painfully himself. And what that has done is has shifted that trauma onto us. Because now we believe, if she hadn't figured it out, that he went through hell and died for her. And we have to live with that. And that's painful for us. And then even if we become an eternal fish person, we'll become an eternal fish person believing for the rest of our eternal life that Harry died painfully and foolishly. I think, Harry, you got to suck it up. I think, Harry, you should have sucked it up, told Norah the truth, let her make a decision, and then you could work through it together. Whether she, whichever way she chooses. There's a painful crossroads here, either way, and I think you got to give her the information and let her make her choice. And for that reason, I'm rejecting my fate. I'm returning home. I'm going to kick Harry's ass, and then we're going to have the best possible life we can have with the rest of what's available to us. But we're going to kick his ass first.
You were right about one thing, Harry. I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. I know who I really am and where I belong. I know fate has eternal life in store for me, but an eternal life without you is worthless, meaningless. So, I choose the slow and painful death. I'm going back home.
To be with Harry. To die with the way you want, with the person you want. Like, shit, we're going home. I wonder if we'll see Harry. Where the hell are we? Oh, we're back here. Time to head back to the boat.
You staged this ruse because you love me.
Mm-hmm.
But true love is reciprocal. So I'm also making this decision because I love you. Our love is greater than fate, lineage, or all the pain I can suffer.
It's nice to see this
Whatever
area
time we have left, we'll spend together.
in a different light.
When the time comes, it will be your hand that holds mine. And those beautiful blue eyes will be the last thing I see before I leave.
I'm aware I'm also, I'm kind of shifting the trauma back to him again, but it's in a more truthful way. In my opinion. It's in a more truthful way.
So, you didn't find your husband on that island, Mrs. Everhart?
I did find my husband. He wasn't on the island, though.
But what have you been doing these 3 days, then?
3
What did you
days.
find there?
I don't know. The truth about myself, I suppose. And at the same time, the reason to go back home.
I don't think I follow you, ma'am.
Have you ever been in love, Captain Hodgson?
In love? You mean like in a romance novel?
No, that's fiction, Captain. In real life, true love stories don't end with a wedding. They end with a funeral. And the only thing that eases that final moment of heartbreaking sadness are all the good memories lived together.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever felt anything like that, Mrs. Everhart. But if you love your husband that much, he's certainly a lucky man.
We are both lucky.
I'm not really mad at him, but I'm trying to explain why he made the wrong decision in doing that.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2, don't forget the harmony. 1, 2, 3.
Neat little game.
All my life is empty since I went away.
I need to...
Skies don't seem to be so clear. May some angel send
I don't know what happened to Tihara.
while I stray.
I think I missed
To join us some sweet day.
a crucial plot point about that.
Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal.
No, that's not. I do like the dear old pal thing.
Each night and day
How did I feel about that? I think it was a neat little puzzle game, a neat little story game. Not too dense. Like there were like a few puzzles per chapter, where you sort of had to explore, bring some of the clues together, and then kind of connect the dots, which was nice. Not like crazy taxing. I had to stop and kind of rub my temples a few times, but you know, they were fairly kind of linear puzzles, but quite satisfying, I thought. Like every time I kind of solved one, I was like, yeah, I figured that out. That was great. I feel good about that. The story was, I liked the story. I felt kind of connected to her relationship with her husband, and I felt connected to the story that sort of happened with the expedition crew and how they sort of fell apart. And I think she was quite an interesting, compelling enough character to keep us going. Like, she had a lot of interesting things to say, and she seemed really into what was happening. The weird stuff was funny. Again, like I said, I didn't necessarily connect to the old stories of people, but I think that kind of explained some of what was happening to her and set up the ending. I'm not sure I fully... It took me thinking it through quite a bit to understand fully.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Harry, don't worry. I can keep going.
No, listen, let's leave it for today. You shouldn't make any unnecessary efforts.
Really, darling, I'm fine.
You need to rest, Norah. Come on, I'll take you to bed.
It's quite sad, really, isn't it? But I think they are compelling as a couple. Like, I was rooting for them. I was always rooting for them. When there were moments when it felt like they wouldn't be able to, like, reconnect, I didn't like it. I wanted them to figure themselves out.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing.
He's
In the
old
end,
now.
It didn't matter. You returned home and forgave my deception. We moved close to the sea and had a few more good years, didn't we? Until you left me at one sunny March morning. I wish I could be reunited with you. But fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work. Because that is the only thing I have now, my dear old pal.
Love the dear old pal thing. I think I said that several times throughout this playthrough. I think I was I think that was key to me believing them as a couple. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was sweet. Didn't overstay its welcome. Interesting puzzles. I wasn't as bothered with the kind of supernatural stuff, other than the what it gave us as an ending, in terms of the choice between them, the choices Harry made, the choices she made, the painful balance of things we had to deal with at the end. I wonder what would happen if I had chosen the other route. You know, accepted my fate as a fish person and left Harry behind. I'm happy with my choice. I think it was the right choice, and I think seeing where they ended up, that seems like the right choice as well. Obviously, Harry would have ended up alone either way, but they got to live out their final, however long it took, making the most of it. Anyway, yes, so like I said, and it was very pretty and satisfying its puzzles. So good. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm curious what you... I guess I'm curious what you thought about the puzzle elements, but I'm also curious what you thought about the narrative elements and which bits worked for you and which bits maybe less so. And what choice you would have made, and what you thought about the choices that Harry made, because I disagreed with them, as you know, and went in the other direction. But maybe, you know, I understand them. Don't get me wrong. And in the same position, I think it's very hard to, if you have a loved one or someone close to you, a friend, family, whatever, partner, and you have information that's like very bad news. That means terrible things. It's very easy to try and, if not completely hide it, sugarcoat it, kind of try and ease the burden on the other person. And oftentimes, maybe what's actually happening is you're easing the burden on yourself, because it's so hard to deliver that bad news or to force someone to deal with the consequences of that. So I understand it. Like, I'm guilty of, I mean, not in such a grave way that I've had to have to hide the fact that someone's going to die if they don't turn into a fish. That's never happened to me. But, there are often things where there's bad news and you kind of, it's a battle to have to like deal with that honestly and earnestly. Anyway, game, decent, good. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. I sat down and I did this last 4 episodes in one go, so going to bed now. But I'll see you for the next one. Thank you for joining me on this. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you later. Goodbye for now.